This conference will now be recorded.
I hope my screen is visible. So let me go to Paint. Okay. So today we are discussing about the Docker file. Okay. What is the use of Docker file in Docker and how it is used in the industry? First, let's discuss that, and then we will discuss how to write the Docker file. Okay. I hope you people know I have discussed this in the introduction part of the course. So let me discuss one more time so that it will be very clear for you. Okay, there will be developer. Okay, there will be a group of developers will be developing a program or a application. Okay, will be developing a program or a application, and they will be pushing their code. They will push their code to the version control system. Okay, so this code which is pushed to the version control system or VCS or GitHub or anything, okay, GitHub, Bitbucket, there are many version control systems available. So they will push their code to the version control system. Okay, so this code which is pushed by the developers cannot directly be deployed on the servers. Actually, they will like the code will not be directly deployed on the servers. Okay, how the code will be converted, let's see that. Okay, this is called VCS. Let's think like version control system. Okay, this code which is given like given by the developers to the VCS. So let's think this is a Java code. Okay, this is a Java code. Let's think that. Okay, Java code. Okay, Spring Boot application. Let's think. Okay, so this code will be converted as something called jar file. Okay, jar file. Okay, so this will be converted as jar file. That is something called artifact. We call it as jar file is nothing but artifact. Okay, jar file. Okay, so this jar file is contains all our application code, all the developed application code actually. And this jar file, using this jar file, people will be creating something called Docker file. Okay, Docker file. This jar file, which is created out of the project or the like this one out of the application, will be included in this Docker file, and using this Docker file we will be creating Docker image. Okay, Docker image. Okay, so we will be creating Docker image. This is called Docker file, and this is the Docker image. Okay, this Docker image this Docker image is deployed. This is the Docker image. This Docker image will be deployed on the servers. Actually, whether it is a Kubernetes cluster or whatever it is, they will be deployed on the servers. So in this way the application will be deployed on the servers. Okay, they will not, the developed code directly will not be deployed on the servers. Okay, so they will first convert to the jar file. Jar file will be included in the Docker file, and Docker file will be converted to Docker image, and Docker image will be deployed on the servers. Actually, okay, this is a server. Okay, so the deployed application on the servers will be used by the users. Okay, that is an end product, I will say. Okay, so this is how the industry follows to deploy the applications microservices with the help of Docker. Okay, so our concentration here should be how to write this Docker file. Okay, this Docker file. Okay, how to write this Docker file from the application to convert it as Docker image that is used for us to deploy on the server. Actually, how to write. Okay, so this is the our concentration here. Okay, that is Docker file. That is why we write Docker file, because the application should be converted as Docker image. How it will be converted? Using Docker file actually. So that is why we write Docker file. Okay, so this is the thing. Any questions you have, please, here you can ask before going further, because this should be clear first. Why we are writing Docker file, you should be clear first. Okay, Okay, if no questions, let's go further. Suppose if you want to run any program in your laptop, okay, you want to run Python program or Java program. Let's take one of the example. Okay, let's take one of the example. Okay, let's take you want to run Java program. Okay, Java program. It's simple Java program. Let's think this is a hello world program. Okay, so how like what are the requirements? Suppose you want to run this Java program in your machine only, in your laptop. What are the requirements in order to run? What are the requirements that your laptop should have in order to run this Java program? Let's consider that. Okay, first, your laptop should be having some operating system should be there, right? Some operating system should be there, whether it is Windows or whether it is Linux or anything. Okay, so that operating system should be there. So let's think Ubuntu operating system. Okay, on top of that, you cannot directly run. You have written Java program, you have written Java program, you cannot directly run on the Ubuntu machine. You need to install on Ubuntu machine. You need to install Java on this Ubuntu machine. Okay, you need to install Java on this Ubuntu machine. Okay, let me put here Java with any version it is. Okay, Java you need to install. Let's think Java 11 we have installed. Okay, so now on top of this Java, if you run your Java program, how we will be running the Java program? Like one minute. Suppose Java program name is test.java. Okay, so let me put here the like program name is test. One second. The program name is test.java. The program name is test.java. Okay, let me take this. Okay, the program name is test.java. Now how you will run the test.java in your local machine? How to you will run test.java? First you should compile the code. Okay, so let me how you will run java c test.java. Okay, java c test.java. Okay, this is how you run the code. First, on top of operating system, you will install the programming runtime like Java 11, and you need to run this Java test.java. Then it will be converted as compile like dot class, like it's a Java thing. Okay, so on top of this test.java, you will be running Java test. Okay, Java test. Actually, this is how you run the Java code. Okay, Java test. If you want any Python people are there, so let me also explain with the Python how you run Python. There will be a operating system. Okay, there will be a operating system. Okay, on top of, like, let me take this is also Ubuntu. Okay, on top of this Ubuntu you will install Python. Okay, you will install Python where any version it is, Python 2, Python 3. Okay, so you will install Python on top of this. Okay, Python 3 I have installed. On top of this Python 3, you will have your code. Actually, Python like test.py. Let's think the Python code file name is test.py. Okay, test.py file name is. How you will run this Python code is Python 3 test.py. You will run, how you will run, like Python 3 test.py. You will execute this command in order to run the Python code. Okay, so this is how you follow to run any program on your local machine. Okay, this is how. Here, what is the base? Here base is Ubuntu. Like, base means the bottom layer is called Ubuntu. The base is Ubuntu. In our Docker file, the base represents from keyword. Okay, we have different keywords in the Docker file. Okay, we have different keywords in the Docker file. Suppose this is a Python code and there's a Java code. Let me select this and put somewhere. Let me put like this. Okay, so how you will write Docker file for this Java code? Okay, how you will write like Docker file for this Java code. Let me compare this installation, like running the Java code in your laptop and the Docker file. Okay, so how you will write? So let me write that. Okay, from what in the like Docker file consists of many keywords actually, like from, command, like what are the uses, I'll tell you. Okay, from represents what is the base you have actually. What is the base here? Ubuntu is the base. If let me consider the Java execution of Java program. The base in execution of Java program is Ubuntu. Okay, the base in execution of Java program is Ubuntu. Okay, that is Ubuntu, from Ubuntu, and I need to install Java 11 on this. Uh, like I need to install Java 11 before running any Java program, right? So I need to use for the installation. I need to use run keyword. I need to use run keyword for the installation. How you will install the Java on Ubuntu operating system? We have commands actually. How you will install? apt-get update. First you will do like for updating the packages, and then you will install on top of Ubuntu. I will install Java like this. Okay, apt-get update and apt-get, okay, install. Okay, install -y. Okay, this is the open jdk -11 jdk. Okay, this is how you will be installing Java on the Ubuntu machine. Okay, this is how you will installing Java on the Ubuntu machine. Then this is the Docker, like this is we have completed these two layers. Okay, the Ubuntu and the installation of Java. Okay, so then we need to copy this test.java program into Dockerfile. Okay, this test.java is in present in my local machine only. Okay, how you will copy this test.java program into Dockerfile is using copy command. Okay, copy instruction or copy keyword. Okay, how you'll copy? Test.java, test.java dot represents current directory inside the Docker file. It should be um, copied to current directory, that is dot. If you want to copy the test.java to any particular directory, you need to give that directory. I'm giving /app, or let me give dot only. Okay, so that is represent dot actually. How to copy this? Copy test Java like this one. Okay, test.java. Okay, this is how you need to copy. Then after copying this test.java to Docker file, then what you need to do in order to run that? You need to execute this command. Okay, java c test.java. How to execute a process inside the Docker file is using cmd. Okay, cmd is the command, like it's a shortcut for command. It's one of the keyword in Docker file. It is used to run a programs actually, or any processes. So that command is a list. How you can give here Java. Okay, let me, you should be given in quotes. Okay, let me give Java. Okay, comma test dot Java. Okay, let me, okay, so Java C test.java. You are compiling the code which you did on your local machine also. Okay. Then how you should run the code? Again, you need to use the CMD to run the code, and you need to use Java, and you need to use test actually. So let me go inside this. Okay. You need to use Java test. Okay. Let me give some spaces so that it will be easy. So this is the Docker file to run a simple Java program. Suppose this Docker file which we have written here for executing the Java program will be converted as Docker image. Okay, this Java Docker file will be converted as Docker image using some command. I'll tell you the command. Okay, that this Java program will be converted as Docker image. And this Docker image, if we if we run this Docker image on my local machine, then the Java test will be executed and shown as the output in the logs actually. So that's a how you write a Docker file for simple this is an example. So just for the comparison, so that it will be very clear for you, so that yeah, I will go through each and every keyword in clear manner. So this is how you will be writing like Docker file and converting that Docker file into Docker image, and this Docker image will be deployed on the servers actually. Is that clear? Writing this Docker file for this simple Java program is clear? Is that clear? Please, any questions you have? Anyone have?
Shiva, can you show even for same for Windows also how to write the this thing? For same Java test.java simple program, how to write in
Yeah.
Windows also Dockerfile, so that comparison will be easy.
No, no, no. See, in you see for Windows, you need to only change the from here, okay, from here, and the installation of the installation of Java in Windows will be different. This will be you should not run this command, and you should not also not run this command actually. This is for the Ubuntu installation. We are using from base as Ubuntu. That means we are running this Java like this commands to install uh, this Java on this Ubuntu machine. For Windows, this if you use Windows here, this will be different. But in real time, everything will be used in Linux operating systems only. They will not deploy the Java applications anywhere in the Windows operating system, because that Linux gives a more visibility to that application actually. So yeah, anyone have any questions? Please, before going further, we are going to do in practical. Yeah, is that understandable? Or first let me ask, is that understandable, or shall I explain one more time?
Understandable, sir.
Okay, okay. Any questions, anyone? Okay, so if no questions, let's go to practical. Okay, let's go to practical individual keywords actually. So let me log into the server.
Shiva, one question regarding that Docker file thing. For example,
Mhm.
in Ubuntu, if I already installed a Java in my machine, is it again required to do that run apt happen get update and app get install?
You have installed, you said that you have installed this Java in your machine, but you need to
Yes,
install this Java inside the container, right, to run your
correct.
application. But because your application will be running inside the container, it is required to install Java in your container, right?
Right, right. Yeah, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
So that's the thing. Okay, sudo su hyphen, let me go inside the like root user. Let me increase, if I increase the font size, yeah, please bear with me. So yeah, cd, I have something called docker file. Okay, cd docker file. Okay, cd docker file. Okay, ls. Okay, let me remove docker file. Okay, let me, yeah, let me create a file called docker file actually. Let me create a file called docker file. Here we are going to write from, okay, from ubuntu ubuntu. From ubuntu, I want to run sleep command inside the ubuntu image actually. So I am customizing
Sir,
the
is it
ubuntu.
possible to increase the font size here?
Yeah, I'm facing some problems. Yeah, let me tell Machine Speak so that, yeah, 1 second. Uh, 1 second, 1 second,
Not able to see actually, very small.
1 second. Sorry for that. Yeah, understand. New folder. 1 second. Okay, this is the Docker file. You need to name the file name as Dockerfile only. Please make sure that. Okay, you need to name the file name as Dockerfile only. Okay, so so how you will represent the from? The from is Ubuntu. Okay, this is the from Ubuntu. I am customizing the Ubuntu image. Actually, now I am customizing the Ubuntu image. Now this Ubuntu image from is the Ubuntu image, where it will be taking, that will be taking from hub.docker.com. Okay, this Ubuntu image will be there in the hub.docker.com. Okay, let me show you. Ubuntu. Okay, I already told you, but yeah, this is the Ubuntu image. That is on top of this Ubuntu image, I am building my own custom image actually. So this is from Ubuntu. Is that okay? Font size?
Sir, yes, sir.
Yeah. Now we have another keyword, something called maintainer. Who are maintaining this Docker file will be coming under the maintainer. Yeah, maintainer. So let me give my name. I am the maintainer for this. Okay, so this is the maintainer keyword. Okay, who are maintaining this Docker file. Okay, now if you run the Ubuntu operating, like Ubuntu machine in Ubuntu container, let me run the Ubuntu Docker run hyphen hyphen, let me don't give hyphen hyphen name, hyphen d Ubuntu. Okay, let me run this Ubuntu container. Let me see what will happen. Okay, let me run this. Unable to find the image locally. Okay, it is downloading the image. Let it complete. Yeah, now Docker, if you see Docker container ls, you can see the Ubuntu image is not there here. Ubuntu container is not there. Where it is there? It went to exited state. You can see this went to exited state. That means there is nothing running inside the Ubuntu container. If anything, any process inside the Ubuntu container is not running, then the container will go to exited state actually. So that went to exited state. But I want to customize this default functionality of the Ubuntu container. I want to run some process inside the Ubuntu container. When you run Ubuntu container, it immediately went to exited state. It did not wait even for 1 second. Okay, so immediately it went to exited state, and that means there is no process that is running inside the Ubuntu container actually. That is the reason why it went to exited state. Let me remove all these containers. Okay, Docker rm dollar Docker ps hyphen aq, and let me remove this. Okay, one second hyphen f. Okay, clear the screen. Okay, Docker container ls. Sir, there is no container running, so let me go further. Okay, now this is the Ubuntu from. On top of the Ubuntu, I am giving maintainer me, and I want to customize this Ubuntu container, and I want to run some particular process inside the Ubuntu container. We need to use cmd. Okay, I want to run sleep command. Okay, sleep command inside the Ubuntu container. I want to run the sleep for 20 seconds. Like immediately it should not exit. The Ubuntu container should not exit. It should sleep. I am running this command sleep 20 seconds inside the Ubuntu container. Then it will not exit immediately after, like immediately when we run the container. So it will it will wait for 20 seconds, because there is a process sleep 20 is running inside the Ubuntu container. Let me convert this Docker file as a Docker image now. Okay, how to convert this Docker file as a Docker image? Where I am pwd varlib cd slash, one second, let me increase the font size here. Cd document, so Docker 8 a.m. Yeah, this is the Docker file that is there. Now how to convert? Now let me remove all the images which are present. Docker system prune hyphen a is the command to remove all the images. Let me remove all the images. Okay, yeah, 2.8889 GB was being freed up. Okay, clear the screen. Now Docker build is a command. Docker build hyphen t means you are tagging the image. So I want to give the image name as, let me give test. Okay, what is the version of the image? V1. Let me give V1 is the version. I'm giving a tag to that image. What is a tag? I'll tell you, it's a different versions of same application actually. So test is the image name and this is the tag that I have given. Now give dot represent the current directory. In the current directory, it will pick up the file name called Dockerfile and it will build the image if the name test actually. That's how it does. Okay, let me enter this. Okay, you can see the image has been building. Okay, the image is building, you can see that. Okay, now so the image has built. You can see Docker images. You can see there is a image called test with v1 tag. Actually there is an image called test with v1 tag. Let me run this test. This is a custom image that have created from on top of Ubuntu. On top of Ubuntu image, I have used this command. I have created a custom image. Now docker run hyphen d test. Docker run hyphen d test is the image name and the you need to give tag as well, colon v1. This is something called tag. If latest is their tag, you no need of giving the tag, but if you don't have the latest tag, then you should give the tag here, then it will run that tag. It has run actually. Docker container ls, you can see it has been up for 4 seconds. What is the thing I have given? It will run for 20 seconds. It immediately did not go to exited state. You can see what is the command inside it is running. 20 sleep 20 it is running, you can see that. Okay, now you go to see it went to exited state. Now if you go to ls-la, you can see it has created before 24 seconds ago. That is why it go to exited state like before 4 seconds ago. It has been run for 20 seconds only, because for 20 seconds I am running this sleep command inside this Ubuntu container actually. So that is how we customize the actual applications. That is how we customize the actual applications. Is that clear? Is that clear? This example is clear?
No, Shiva, there is confusion. Shiva, one confusion is that are we running this command on AWS or on the Docker?
Inside the Docker container, inside the Ubuntu Docker container. Okay,
So,
suppose let me,
suppose we
yeah,
open the Docker first, and then we will first image will be of Ubuntu that we'll be putting on inside the Docker.
one second, I will tell you. Okay, now this is the Docker container, that is Ubuntu Docker container. Okay, if you run this Docker container directly from the hub.docker.com using the Ubuntu image, okay, there will be no process that will be running inside the this Ubuntu Docker container. Okay, there will be no process that will be running inside the Ubuntu Docker container. Then this container will go to exited state. Okay, this container will go to exited state because there is no process that is running inside the container. Now I have written some docker file by customizing this Ubuntu image, and I have told this container. Okay, I have told the container which is created from this docker file. I have told that you run sleep 20 seconds instruction, sleep 20 seconds command inside the container when you create actually. So I have given something called in the docker file. I have given sleep 20 seconds here. Let me give
Then,
here.
Shiva, there is some confusion from starting only because that I understood that you made it because when you will run the image of Ubuntu, it will go to the exited state. So to not to go to the exited state, we have given the sleep command.
Yeah.
there is some confusion from the starting point. We open the Docker. First, we will run the image of Ubuntu. Am I correct or not? Docker run Ubuntu image will be uh, um, uh, uh, Docker will be inside Ubuntu, or Ubuntu inside Docker we will run Ubuntu, the container
No,
image
no.
of the
On top of the Docker, we will run the container. Not Docker will be insiding the Ubuntu.
so. But in case of if we go with from the side of the AWS, first we will run the first we will do the EC2. The EC2 will be on the Ubuntu. Inside it, the Docker will be there. If we
Yes.
go from the AWS side.
Yes. If you go from the AWS side, first there will be a EC2 machine. On top of that, Docker will be there. On top of that, container will be running.
On top, okay, so there will be the but when we create the EC2 instance, the instance will be of Ubuntu in that case. When we
Yes.
will create
Yes.
the EC2 instance, that will be Ubuntu there directly. But here we are running through the Docker. There is
Yes.
no AWS in this case, and
Nothing.
from the Docker first we ran Ubuntu image. Am I
Yes.
correct?
Yes. You are right.
And
Okay.
so if I go from the AWS, that will be Ubuntu, then Docker, then we will create, then inside the Docker we will again run Ubuntu.
Yes.
If
You
we
are
go
right.
from the okay, and
Yeah.
from the Docker side, now the after creating this image here in this case, in this scenario, the present scenario, we are running Docker, then we went to Ubuntu image, and before after running then we created this command to sleep this particular Ubuntu for 20 seconds,
20
and
seconds.
then exactly what we are doing.
Yes. You are right. That's the thing we are doing. Is that clear now?
Clear, sir, clear.
Yes, clear.
Yeah. Okay. That's the thing. Is that clear, Ritesh, for you, or how it is for you?
Can you once more explain what exactly you were explaining? Because
See, from starting. Okay. So let me remove this thing here. Okay. Now, this is my operating system. That means this is my EC2 machine. Okay. This is the Ubuntu machine, or whatever machine it is, whether it's a Linux, Ubuntu, CentOS, Windows, or any machine. Okay, so I have taken Ubuntu machine. I don't want to confuse, just think it as Ubuntu machine. Okay, this is Ubuntu machine. Okay, this is Ubuntu machine. On in this Ubuntu machine, we will install there is something called guest operating system. Okay, there is something called guest operating system. Okay, let me take this as guest operating system, or let me take OS only. So on top of this OS, we will be installing the Docker. Okay, we will be installing the Docker. One second. Okay, we will be installing the Docker. Now on top of this Docker, we have created a container called like a container with the image name, like with the image Ubuntu. Okay, with the image Ubuntu, the Ubuntu operating system will be there inside this container. One second. Okay, the Ubuntu operating system will be there in this container. Actually, now this Ubuntu operating system, which is there in this container, is on top of that Ubuntu operating system, which is there on this container. There is no process that is running inside that. Actually, there is no process that is running inside that. That is why that went to exited state. Okay, so what we have did is we have created something called Dockerfile, and we have made that Ubuntu to customize and to sleep for 20 seconds, and we have created a new Docker image. This Docker image we have deployed onto the server, like this. Okay, we have deployed here with let's think this also has Ubuntu, but run Ubuntu but it will run 20 seconds and it will exit. This will immediately exit, and this will run 20 seconds and exit. Actually, this, let's think Ubuntu 2.0. Okay, so this will run for 20 seconds and exist. That's it. There will be Ubuntu operating system, Ubuntu machine, EC2 machine. On top of that, OS will be there. On top of Docker will be there. On top of Docker we are running this Ubuntu containers, and inside the Ubuntu container there will be Ubuntu operating system, and this Ubuntu operating system will be uh, idle. There is no process in that will be running, and that is why it go to exited state. And if we have customized that functionality, and we have made that functionality to run sleep command for 20 seconds, and then we have converted as that Docker file to Docker image, and we have deployed that Docker image to one more container which runs for 20 seconds, and it will be up and running for 20 seconds, and it will go to exited state. That's it. Is that clear this time?
Sir, if we use like -it means, sir, in that case, the container doesn't exist, na, sir? Suppose.
Yeah.
Yes, sir?
No. Yeah, in this case, if you use -it when you are running this
Mm,
first time, okay, without any sleep process, that means you are
mm,
mentioning that Ubuntu container, uh, please run some process. That means interactive terminal. -it represents the interactive terminal. Please run that interactive
mm,
terminal process inside you. Then afterwards I will be logging into your container, something saying that you will mentioning
mm.
that I means saying the container like that actually. So that one.
Okay, sir. BGBox also we have to run like -it, sir. BGBox
Yes, yes,
and
yes. Business CentOS.
Ubuntu
These are called the called
CentOS.
operating. Yeah, where your process will not be running inside that. You need to customize that one
Mm,
to run the processes. Okay,
okay, sir.
is that clear? Yeah, is that clear?
Yes, Shiva, it's clear.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Okay, now this is some of the keyword I told you, like which one? Okay, from maintainer CMD is a keyword I have mentioned to you right now. There is another keyword that have run. Actually, there is another keyword that has run. Okay, now if you run this Ubuntu machine, Ubuntu container, let me go and run the Ubuntu as a container. Let me take this. Okay, Docker container ls -a. Let me remove this container which is there. Okay, Docker rm, this one. Let me remove the container. Okay, now let me run this. One second, let me close this. Okay, let me run this. Actually, Docker run -d -it. Okay, -it Ubuntu I want to run as a container. Okay, so yeah, let it download the Ubuntu image. Yeah, Docker container ls. You can see that the Ubuntu container is running. Now if you go inside this Ubuntu container, how to go inside this Ubuntu container? Docker exec -it container id /bin/sh is a command to go inside this Ubuntu container. Click on enter. If you see the Ubuntu container, there will be no git install. That means git is not found. Okay, git is not found. No, there is no git installed actually. So I want to install git inside the Ubuntu container actually using Dockerfile. I want to customize this Ubuntu base image to 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 pre-install git and create the custom image. How to do that? Okay, now let me go here. This is the Docker file. Now this is a from Ubuntu. On top of Ubuntu, I'm the maintainer. And how to run the command? We have something called run command. Now apt hyphen get update hyphen y. Okay, apt hyphen get update -y, and you have another run to install apt-get install -y git. Okay, apt-get install -y git. Okay, let me save this file. This is a from on top of from. Previously, if you run only ubuntu container, there is no git installed in it. Now I want to install git in it. Ubuntu, this is a maintainer, and the apt-get update and apt-get install -y. So run, if you want to install anything from the internet, so you should use run instruction. So that is the thing. Okay, now let me create a docker file out of this. Okay, clear the screen. Okay, docker build -t test colon v2 dot. Okay, docker build -t test colon v2 dot. Okay, let me run apt update -y, run apt-get update. Yeah, there is a problem here. The wrong update is the, like, I have given upa actually, so I need to remove that a. Okay, that's a error here actually. So let me clear the screen. Okay, now let me build the image one more time, so you can see that it is getting, packages are getting updated inside the ubuntu container. Now it is installing git. You can see that run apt-get install -y git.
Under which folder it is getting installed?
It is getting as a root user under normal only. Okay, there is executor run bash install -get exit code 100. One second, what happened? Reading packages list, reading state information. One second, suggested packages. Unable to fetch some archives. Run apt-get update to try with fix. apt-get install -get exit code. Okay, it has been trying to install git using this command, but it is not trying to find some of the packages. You can see unable to fetch some archives. Maybe run apt-get update to try, or try with -fix missing. Okay, let me clear the screen. Okay, let me run one more command, something called run apt-get update without y. Okay, let me try this. Let me comment out this. Okay, let me use docker build. See, while building your docker images, from the docker file, please make sure you have right internet connection. Okay, because it should download the things from the internet itself. Okay, this is downloading from the internet itself, so that you should make sure that internet connection is good. Yeah, it has been executed. It has created some image with version v2. Okay, you can see now docker images. You can see now docker images that has been created with version v2. 9 seconds ago it was created. Now it has the size of 188 MB. Previously ubuntu image size is 69 MB, right? Now on top of that ubuntu we have installed git. On top of that ubuntu we have installed git, right? That is why it went to 188 MB of size. Now let me run this. Okay, docker run docker. Let me see any containers are running. Docker container ls -a. Okay, let me remove this container with where the git is not there. Docker rm, this is the container id, and let me use -f because it's in running container. Okay, let me use -f. Clear the screen. Now docker build hyphen oh sorry, not docker build, docker contain, okay, docker run -d -it, and what is that, test, okay, test colon v2, I think. Yeah, now let me run docker images. You can see the, yeah, this is v2. Yeah, clear the screen. Now docker container ls, you can see this is the container that is running. Okay, this is a container that is running, and with the image called test colon v2. And yeah, let me go inside the container, let me go inside the container, docker exec -it and the container slash bin slash sh. Okay, I am inside the container. Now see git in, try to hit command git. Okay, you can see, you will be seeing git installed in that container. Actually, you can see the different suggestions. Okay, okay, so that means previously what it's shown for us, git is not installed, like where it is shown. Yeah, you can see git not found. Okay, in the ubuntu container. Okay, now we have customized the ubuntu container, ubuntu image with installation of git, and the installation of git has happened, and it's showing some of the suggestions to use. Okay, now let me use clear. Okay, okay, now let me use git version. Okay, it has been installed 2.334.1 version of git inside the docker container. Actually, so that's how you use run command, that's how you use run command actually. So now this is the run command. Anyone have any questions? Is that clear? Is that clear? Is that clear, everyone?
Yeah, sure. One doubt on this Linux command. apt-get update -y is there. What is the use
Yeah,
of -y?
-y represents yes. Actually, see, if you install this
Okay.
if you install git, if you install git, it will ask for confirmation. Suppose let me use okay, if you install git in your window, like linux ubuntu operating system, it will ask for confirmation. Suppose let me use this docker system prune -a, let me use this. Okay, it is asking for confirmation. Okay, are you sure you want to continue? Okay, you need to give y here and click on enter. In the same way, when you install git on the ubuntu operating system, it will ask for confirmation like this: you want to install git or not? Okay, if you want to install git, you need to click yes. But we are not installing on the ubuntu operating system, we are installing on the container. You, if you give -y means you are automatically giving permissions to directly install git, and it will not ask for confirmation, it will directly install git without any confirmation. Okay, that's the difference. Okay,
Okay. Thank you.
yeah, so that's -y. Okay, now this is how you need to install git. Okay, now that's the thing. Now this is a git. Now another instruction we have in the docker file is add. Suppose this is the jenkins.var file that is there in the internet. You can also access this jenkins.var file. Now I want to add this jenkins.var file into my ubuntu container. Now how to add this jenkins.var file into my ubuntu container is using like this. Okay, using add instruction. Let me add that one. Add. Okay, let me use this that one. Okay, jenkins.var. Okay, please make sure the right url and the right file name. Okay, jenkins.var. Okay, that's the thing. Now where you want to add, in the current directory. Dot represents the current directory. This is the add instruction. Let me build the container, let me build the image now. Docker build -t test colon v3 dot. Okay, this is the yeah, it is building. You can see it is downloading the jenkins.var from the internet, and it got an error. What is the error? TLS bad record mac. Okay, 1 second. Add mac mirror jenkins.var power hyphen stable latest jenkins.var. Okay, 1 second. Fail to load cache key, remote error, TLS bad record mac. Okay, 1 second. HTTPS mirrors jenkins.io war stable. 1 second. Let me put it this here actually. Let me try to build. Now let me try to remove this. Okay, fail to solve front Dockerfile to create. Okay, Docker parse error line 5 and yeah, it should be there, destination should be there. And what is the error actually? Suppose let me copy in my browser. One second, let me copy this in the browser. It has to download the file. It is downloading the file perfectly now. Yeah, now I'll try to comment out these two and only use the add instruction. What is the error here actually? One second. Error https mirrors.jenkins.io var hyphen stable latest jenkins.var, and this is .var. Fail to load cache key. Remote error TLS bad Mac. Okay, let me clear the screen. Let me try this. Where is that? Yeah, let me only put this one and try once again. Yeah, it has built a now. You can see, I don't know why it is giving with the run, but without run it is adding. It should not give like that. Let me uncomment this. One second. Let me uncomment this and build another version of image v4. Yeah, it has been I don't know really because this has been previously got an error, but it is been created now. Let me show you. Okay, now Docker images, you can see test v4 has been created with everything, git, as well as adding the jar file. Maybe the internet may be the issue here, because yeah, my internet is not stable. Now let me clear the screen. Okay, so Docker images, so this is the v4 image that got created. You can see that 274 MB. On customizing, like if you go on customizing the image like this, the image size will be increased actually. Now please make sure when we creating the different versions of the image, you also notice this image size, because we are going to decrease the image size using the multi-stage Docker builds actually. So how will decrease, we will see, but please notice the different versions of the image. By keep on adding the instructions, the image size will be increasing. Okay, something like that. Okay, now that's the thing. Okay, let me clear the screen. Okay, now docker run hyphen d hyphen it, and let me put test, and what is the version? v4. Okay, I have customized, so let me run this. Okay, docker container ls, you can see the v4. Yeah, v4 version is running. Let me log in into this container. Okay, docker exec hyphen it, this is the one, and slash bin. Okay, bin slash sh. Okay, so let me go here, ls. You can see jenkins.var file has been downloaded from the internet to inside the container actually. That is add instruction will be downloading jenkins.var file, any file, not only jenkins.var. Okay, like it will download any file actually. It will download any file that we have downloaded jenkins.var from the internet to the current directory. Dot represents the current directory inside the container actually. That's a add instruction. Any questions you have, please? Any questions you have? Any questions you have?
Shiva, can you show that that uh, command prompt part? The
Command prompt, yeah.
part this. Here we can see this. This is bin boot, and it is in the root directory. So will it not jumble up? Do we have not any particular folder in which we have to put because it is
Yes,
in.
you can also do that. Okay, if you want to put in the home directory, okay, let me go to home. Okay, if you want to put here, okay, in the home directory, you can just, instead of giving dot here, you need to give slash home. Okay, that's it.
Basically, what we should do, we should go and put inside the home directory.
No, no,
Or
no. See, no, some not something like that. Okay, we see dot we have given at the end dot, right? Previously, it
Mhm,
represents the
mhm,
current directory. That means it will store the Jenkins.war file at the root like this. Okay, at the root.
mhm.
Okay. So now, if you want to store this Jenkins.war file in any of the directories, suppose I want to store Jenkins.war file in this home directory. Okay. Now you need to give in the place of dot. You need to give slash home and build the image and run the container. So it will be downloading this jenkins.war file inside this home directory.
Okay. And
Yeah.
here it is Jenkins, but if it has been a Java war file, then we have to create that image and then put that path of that image.
Yes,
Uh,
whatever it is. Yeah.
so, but just for my understanding, I just want to know that because in a practical scenario, we have to keep these things under one folder. It should not be like in the root folder.
Y-
Uh,
y- yes, yes, you are right, but this one is an example. I am saying we did not go to practical now as of now. Just for an example, how add instruction works. That's why I have explained. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the thing. Now there is another instruction that we have is something called copy. Let me create a new file called test. Okay, I have created a file called test. Okay, now I want to copy this test file. Let me put the content called this is from. Okay, this file is from outside the. Okay, one second, is copied from outside the container. This is a content I want to paste in this file. Actually, this file contains this content. Okay, now I want to copy this file to inside the container. How to copy? Using copy instruction. We have something called copy. Okay, copy instruction. I want to copy test file, dot slash test dot represents the current directory slash test, and where you want to copy, just put dot. Okay, current directory. Let me build the image now. Okay, let me build the image. Control PQ. Okay, how to build? Docker build hyphen T and the like v5. Let me give version 5 and let me build that. Yeah, it has been built. Okay, docker, let me clear the screen. Okay, let me clear the screen. Okay, docker run, I want to run. Okay, docker run hyphen d hyphen it test colon v5. Okay, this is the one. Okay, docker container, one second, ls. You can see v5 container is running. If you go inside this, okay, docker exec hyphen it, this is a container id slash bin slash sh. If you go inside this, there is a something file called test. You can see this is the file that is copied from my local machine to the docker image, and from the docker image to docker container. If you cat test, if you see the content of the test, you can see this file is copied from outside the container. That means it, this is the file that is copied. Okay, this file is copied from outside the container. That is, you like copy is the instruction that is used to copy the files from the outside the container to inside the container, like inside the image, or from the image to container. That is a copy instruction. Okay, that is a copy instruction. And there is one more instruction. This is an instruction, it's the last for today. Okay, label. Okay, label, just it's for labeling the container. That's it. Labeling the image, I mean to say. Created, let me label this as created on is equal to March. Okay, let me give this, it's for labeling actually. Okay, just labeling. Let me, this is a label instruction that we have, and let me, okay, one second. Okay, let me build the image. Docker build -t test colon v6. V6 means is a version dot. Okay, yeah, it has been created. And let me, you can see Docker images. Where is that v6? Yeah, this is a v6. Now if you inspect this image, Docker image inspect, okay, this is a test colon v6. You can see it's just a label, you can see created on March. It is just a label which is applied to the image. Actually it has no use, just label to know such information, when it is created, on what time it is created, who created, just something like that. Okay, so it's a label. So that's the label instruction that we have in the Dockerfile. Any questions you have before winding up today? Any questions have like anyone has, please ask. Please make sure this Docker file will be clear, because everything depends on this Docker file. Yeah,
Sir, label is useful anyway, sir. If you give like a label in the Docker file, what is the benefit, sir? Any use is there?
any use is not that, just labeling, just to know the information. Like you just
Okay.
label Docker image when it is created, who
Mm,
created, what, why, because what created, like what is updated, what is updated in this
mm.
image, something like that, just for your information. If you check the labels, oh, this got updated in this image, something like that, you will be able to know. That's a label, that's it.
Okay, sir. Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Shiva,
Where
can
that
you
information is available, sir? Actually, that label information.
it will in it, you should use this command Docker image
Uh,
inspect. Okay, Docker image inspect image name
mm.
colon version. Okay, so that you can see
Okay,
that
sir.
labels. If you need to check this, inside this there will be a
Mm.
label section. You can see this label section, so that there will be the, okay.
Okay, sir. Got it. Got it. Yes, sir.
Shiva, one thing I missed, I might be when I will repeat the video, I will get this the local file that you are using, how you are taking this into the container, this local file where you are making the changes.
Using copy instruction is meant for that. Actually local file
No,
will
no,
be copied. Yeah,
this full this test file in the starting you went into the editor, VI editor, and copied this part.
no, I have not copied anything. Okay, this Docker, when building this Docker file from this Docker, like when building this Docker file, it is Docker has automatically copied this file to the Docker file actually, and Docker image actually. When we run the Docker image, the file already exists. That's it, because
Okay.
that previously copied from my local
So
machine.
okay, so if any file I save it as a Docker file, what should be the extension? Because it is making the image of Docker here also. In a local, if I save any file,
Okay.
s- uh, a bit confusion was there. Let me repeat the video. Let me check the video because time is running out.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Yeah, it will be very
you
clear. Check the video, because this copy instruction will only copy is a files whatever required from your local machine to Docker
in
image.
that in the starting point when you took this full command into the Docker. That part you went into the V editor also V editor, then you put something that I missed out. So,
I did not go to editor any time today in the Docker container. No, you mean today?
because, huh,
No,
because
no,
I
I
am
did
just
editor.
bit confused with this Docker file. This is on your local, na? This Docker
Yeah,
file.
yes,
Uh,
this is in my local machine.
How to integrate VS Code and our instance connect,
Which one? VS Code and
that Docker file connection.
oh, just you will have an extensions. Okay, you go to extensions and search for Docker. You need to add an extension, and 1 second. Yeah, you need to add an install an extension. That's it. No need of integrating anything actually. So if you want to run an extension, you need to run an extension, so that it will be like it will be something like integrating with Docker. No integration is required. It's just an editor. You are writing Docker files and running the Docker file as a Docker image, converting this Docker file as a Docker image. That's it. Okay.
Shiva, for Dockerfile, is there any extension needed, like default .txt only?
No, not extension needed, but if you want to install, you can install this Docker. No extension is needed. The extension is for visualization purpose. No,
Oh,
no,
sorry,
not
not this one. I'm talking about Dockerfile only. Dockerfile dot in
Because
general
here the
anything
Docker
like
image
.txt,
image
.json.
image is also of Docker is coming. That means how is it .txt or any
no,
extension
no,
is it?
no. It's not txt. Okay, it's not txt. It does not have any extension that we have. If you go here, if you see here, I am inside this. Okay, I am inside the 8am. So like this one. Okay, if you have ls hyphen, it's just a file. It does not have any txt or something like that. Okay, Docker file. Okay, that's it.
But how did you get that Docker image? The
Which
picture
Docker?
next to the Docker image, the picture which the Docker
This
file name.
this one
Yeah,
you mean to say? Okay,
yeah.
Mhm.
that Visual Studio Code will automatically give actually. So if you create a file name called Dockerfile, it will automatically create. If you create a new file, you can see Docker file one. Okay, I want to create this Docker file one. So it does not understand what is this one. It does not give the image, right? It does not give the image. Okay, if you create only file name called Docker file only, it will give, because Docker file is the default file name for the Docker, like this name is the default file name for the Docker file. If you create a Docker file with any other name, it will not give that image here. Okay, so yeah, something like
So
that.
it is mandatory to name it as a Docker file that you have given. Then only it will work on
No,
Docker.
no, you can also customize that one. Let me show you. Okay, let me delete this and let me rename this. Okay, let me rename this to
Hyphen
Docker
have
file.
F.
Let me give Docker file one. Okay, you can see Docker file one. Now let me go here and let me build the image now. Docker build hyphen t test. Okay, I need to use hyphen f because I have customized the file name. You can see if you don't use hyphen f, uh, test colon v6 v7, right? Version 7, we have already used 6. You see that you will get an error that there is no Docker file exists. Okay, it will by default it will look for file name called Docker file to create a Docker image. But if you want to customize that one, you need to use hyphen f option with the help of Docker file one. Okay, that's it. Okay, this is hyphen t dot. So that's hyphen f is a file
Oh,
name that. Okay.
this was the confusion that how you are getting into this file commands. So this was the confusion. Now from the local, it has been connected, and now it is reading the Docker is reading this command, and it is generating the whatever the exactly commands you have given.
Yeah.
This part was missing to me
Okay. Okay.
because there was a Docker image, so got confused. Is there any extension or something there?
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I have not installed any extensions. You can see here I have not installed any extensions. I have installed extension for HashiCorp and Kubernetes and Terraform. That's it. Not install any others. So if you create the Docker file with the file name called Dockerfile, the VS Code will be automatically detect that, and it will also give that symbol for you. So that's the thing.
But even though you made changes to Dockerfile one, still the image is there.
Yeah, it is there. One second. If you create a new file with, let me create Docker file. Oh, it has created this one. One second. Docker file. I don't know how it is working, but yeah, this is the. I have not added any extension. It is automatically detecting whatever it is. Okay, it is automatically detecting. You can see that I have added only extensions for HashiCorp and Kubernetes and the Terraform. If you search for any extensions, if you see it, I have not installed. If I installed any extension, you will be seeing something like that. I have installed a Kubernetes like a Terraform, right? you will be seeing that it is already installed. If you want to uninstall, click on uninstall here. Okay, it will not show any installation here. So I have not installed any extension. My VS Code is automatically detecting that one. That is the functionality of the VS Code, how it is detecting. But yeah,
Might be anything is starting from Docker, it is considering something related to
but
Docker only.
if we consider like that, it should also take, right? So one second, new file, it should also take, so it's not taking. So that's the thing. One second.
Once you took it into the Docker with the path, then it changed into that particular Docker image that came. When you came into this path from the command prompt, then it changed in the previous one also.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, anything might happen. How they written the code for this VS Code, I also don't know. But yeah, so the Dockerfile one, it is not showing now. But if you make this as Dockerfile, rename to Dockerfile 2, okay, it will be showing now. And this as rename to Dockerfile, and it is showing now. Yeah, this is how it working actually. Now, yeah, that's the thing.
What is this U and M?
Which one?
Next, yeah, yeah,
This one.
yeah,
U and M.
yeah.
No, need to check that. These are all the editor things, huh? So yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, if you have any, yeah, and some people has not joined the Telegram group. Please join the Telegram group. Let me share the link if anyone are missing, and let me share the link. Okay, one second. Copy link. Okay, just join the Telegram group, and we will. If you have any questions, please ask there, and yeah, anyone can answer if you know, and yeah, I'll also answer. No problem. So yeah, if you have any questions, you can ask, or we'll continue tomorrow. Okay, we have some more instructions left, and converting some applications to Docker image, and yeah, some things are left. Okay, so we'll meet tomorrow, or if you have any questions, please ask, and then
No, sir.
okay, if no questions, yeah, we'll meet tomorrow. Thanks you.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.